Welcome to the module How to Manage Returns. Sometimes when our customer receives the product they have ordered online, it doesn't match their expectations, or it may be damaged or defective. It may so happen that the customer no longer needs it and wants to return the product. At such instances, sellers are required to manage the returns and issue a refund. Let's understand the returns workflow first. When a customer raises a request for a return, seller has two options that can be configured in the account settings. The first option is to auto-approve the return request, and the second option is to manually approve each return request. Let's say that the seller has set the account settings to auto-approve return. The return is applicable only when the return request matches the Amazon return policies. In this situation, the customer will have to follow certain steps. First, the customer is required to print the return merchandise authorization and return the mailing label. Then, the customer will place the return merchandise authorization label inside the box and affix the return mailing label outside the box and send it to the seller's address. The customer needs to pay the fee for returning the product. After receiving the product, the seller may choose to provide a full or a partial refund based on the condition of the item. The second option is to manually approve each return request received from different customers. In this situation, the seller can choose to authorize or deny the return request. If the seller chooses to authorize the refund, the customer will have to follow the same process shown before. If the seller chooses to deny the return request, then Amazon will send an email message to the customer with the reason for closure. Now, let us understand at how you as a seller can authorize or deny the return request on your Amazon seller account. Let's understand the steps for issuing a refund. Log in into your seller account. From the Orders menu, select Manage Returns. This is the first page you would see in the Manage Returns page. You can narrow down the results by choosing the filters present on the left-hand side of the page. Or you can filter the return request by date. When you receive a return request, the page would display them like listed on this screen. From this page, you can authorize request, close request, or contact buyer. If you choose to authorize request, you will be directed to this page, wherein you can choose to select Amazon to generate the return merchandise authorization number, or you can provide a return merchandise authorization number yourself. Confirm your return address where the customer will send the product back to you. You can then select an authorized request at the bottom of the page. This will authorize the request. If you choose to close request, you will have to specify the reason for this closure along with the message to the buyer, which is optional, and then click on Close Request. The last option available to you is to contact the buyer using the Contact Buyer option. Here, you will have to choose the subject and then type the message you want to send to the buyer. You can also choose to add an image or a file that you want to send to the buyer. Then, click on Send Email. This brings us to the end of the module. Thank you and happy selling on Amazon.in.